Hello everybody, Nolan with Black Diamond Services. I'm out at a large commercial building doing tile cleaning. So let's take a look around and see what we got going on. So carpet's gonna be potentially replaced, but we're doing all this floor tile, or I should say I'm doing all this floor tile. Skipping over this. And then we got men's restroom. Pretty bad here. And then next door, but pretty much the same exact size room. Women's restroom. Not so bad because, well, no urinals, so probably a little easier. And then this is the furthest location of stuff from where I'm parked. But then I'll be coming back and cleaning this walk path. Probably stopping right about here since I'm gonna be coming through this doorway. And my only water source is through this way into a little janitor's closet type thing. And then this walk path that goes around this center piece of carpet. That's probably a lot of hard water buildup. It said the coffee machine was there and it looks to be that way. And then we got two more bathrooms. You can tell they're pretty dirty. All this tile is textured, so all those pits are dark because of dirt buildup over time. And then it leads into here. I mean, I would have loved to get the carpet too, but it's pretty rough. Like, it's going to be rented out to a new company when they come, you know, whoever rents it out. So he's like, we're probably going to change the carpet out to be more with whoever moves in's color, business color. So that's why they're kind of on the fence whether they clean it or just replace it. I mean, I could probably get it to blend pretty close, but it is pretty bad. So they opted to hold off on that for now. So that's all the tile. It's just about a little under 1,500 square feet. There was water damage. He was telling me whenever it stormed a lot, at one point water would come through here, and that's why there's some messiness right there on the edge and in the grout, things like that. So I'm gonna make this look as pretty as possible, but obviously my first goal is to get it clean. Moment of truth. This is the women's bathroom. I am using a product that's called Frog Nasty from Truck Mount Forums. So far it looks like that is a great choice. This has not been dwelling for that long, but because this is a warehouse and has a lot of foot traffic, using the CRB is actually a good idea and it's pretty satisfying at the moment. I may have to do a separate treatment around the sink area. I noticed in commercial buildings, because of the dripping of the hands at the sink going to the blow dryer or where the paper towels are at, have a tendency to have some areas that don't clean up too well. And when I used a hard water remover, it got a lot more of it off. So I might have to do a little bit of that. But so far, so good. He couldn't really give me an exact time of when it was last cleaned, so I'm hitting it kind of heavy. And I'm also using some citrus in the mix too, because of coming off of the concrete in the warehouse section is going to be pretty gnarly, so I'm giving it a little extra for oil and stuff like that, because forklifts and whatever else. He said it was like a machine shop, so had to be very greasy and dirty. Well, I think it's safe to say they'll be satisfied. Okay, so I put some hard water remover product on the floor. It's still a little dingy right here. And you can see that it's helping it. That's why it's all kind of nasty in the product right here. So even though I used a high alkaline cleaner and some citrus, it's just not going to cut it when it comes to hard water and soap scum. So if you carry some hard water remover and you're doing a commercial job like this, it will make a difference. I always clean it first with the high alkaline because there is a lot of dirt and junk on top of it. And then I go over it again with this and I gotta do the edges there. But the CRB makes it a lot quicker work. And then that junk will come off. And I did it around the toilets. That's why there's a trail right here leading out of these two toilet areas. Because around the toilet, naturally, water's just gonna be there. And it's going to build up and it's going to look tacky, so therefore running the CRB with the hard water remover on top of it is very helpful. Alright, now we're on to the men's restroom, which I know is going to be worse, especially around the urinals. Just like in the women's, I am starting out by using a high alkaline cleaner and citrus to get all the main walk areas, or actually the whole thing, and then come back and do a wash with hard water remover, because that area is bad. And I'm sure it'll look a little better once I scrub over it and rinse it, but it's most definitely going to need more than just this. Gotta go around the edges afterwards. Really rinse those down, and makes a difference. This can't get straight up against the wall. But the spinner is definitely the best choice in this situation. It's yuck. Finally got out of those bathrooms. Oh man, they were tough. Took a lot of hard water remover to get it to looking reasonable. I don't think they've been professionally cleaned in 20 years or more. But this is just a common walk area, so these should be a lot easier. Whereas both those two first bathrooms took 3 cleanings to get them looking good, to the point where nothing else was budging and there was some permanent discoloration left over. But this part looks like it's going to be pretty satisfying. This is very textured tile, as you can probably tell. So it's just going to look tacky, especially in a building with multiple people walking through daily. There's only so much janitorial can do unless they offer a service similar to this and do it periodically. Flat mopping this is just not going to cut it. Or mopping in general. It eventually builds up and requires a bit more work. I mean, just the scrubbed area to the unscrubbed spot is quite the difference already. This area is definitely going way faster. Still using Frog Nasty and some citrus. Frog Nasty may be enough, but because it's a machine shop, or was a machine shop, I added a little bit just to be sure. That way, if it was a problem, then I'm already going back and retreating it. But after doing those bedrooms, those bathrooms, I just suspect that these floors have been neglected for quite a while, with professional cleaning, I should say. So I just yield on the side of caution and start with a little extra punch packed in the free spray. That way I only have to do it once. Alright, let's take a look at the difference here from this tile to over here. Yes, it is still wet, but I mean, you can clearly see the transition from dirty to clean. So it won't have a reflective look once it's dry, of course. but it is turning out really well. So nice change. Gonna treat this whole area here up to that doorway, CRB it, and extract it out. Close to the end of the job. Bathrooms did well. Just getting this hallway done. And I got about 300 or so more square feet. Maybe a little less. All right, I'm all done besides it drying out. Quite a difference. We got 3 different tiles, I think, in this place. This one's slightly different color than this tile over here, a little darker. These bathrooms did really well. So I'm pretty satisfied with those. So all in all, took a while, but it turned out great.